it is time for the next step for product removal, which is hands-on. Now, I have some nails that are definitely, it's time to take them off. And I would like to show you how we can take the product off without taking it completely off. Because sometimes people ask for it, right? Sometimes you just want to leave some product on the top. Sometimes your client is concerned like, ooh, will my nails be damaged? Like she's not going to do new extensions right away. She just wants to have her nails for a while. So I think the best way is to take it off, but leave some thin layer of gel, especially if it's not lifting, just like mine. Now you can see that it's outgrown all the way up here. And well, maybe here a little bit, but I do not really have lifting here. I also have a natural nail all the way up here, which means we can actually keep a little bit of it. So now let's do it. I'm going to use a carbide bit and I'm going to file off the length first. So I'm right-handed, right? Like, let's just imagine that I'm going to hold my finger a little bit differently, but I just want to show you first like it was a client. So we're going to file from left side to the right side, like all the way up here on the forward mode. And I will see probably about 25,000 because when you're filing the length, we just need more speed. Now, if I will be working like I normally do, just like this, you just will not be able to see it because I will be blocking the camera. So I will hold it a little bit like that. Okay. And then once we take it off, I'm going to file a little bit on the top. And then I would like just to leave some product right here so I will not have just bare nail, because you probably know this feeling of nothing on your nails. It doesn't feel as good. I would also like to take a glove and use it on my other hand so it will not be like completely naked. So you can also focus on my other hand. Now it's 24,000 rotations per minute. And the most important part, when you're working with the e-file, you cannot just work like I call it on air. If you will be filing like that, your client is about to die of vibration. Like it's not gonna feel good. So you always need to have something like, I usually use my pinky so you can feel this other hand. So when it's the client, you just do it like that, okay? So your hand you're working with, your dominant hand, like right or left, it doesn't matter. You just have to feel where it's going to go, okay? Now I turn it on and I'm going to hold it like that so it will be visible for you guys. And since we're taking all the length off, yeah, some people actually hate this sound, but I'm probably a maniac because I like it. Now we can use the tip of the bead and file it all the way up, or we can go a little deeper because remember, our bead has more flutes in the center. All right, and well, we're done. We can just break it at this point, or let's just go all the way. All right. Now let me show you the thickness. It was relatively thick. And let's just straighten it up a little bit because this line is not ideal yet. Just make it more straight. And well, we have some leftover product underneath, so let's just clean it. But since we decided to keep my nail, I'm not going to file a lot down here. I'm going to file the product off on top. So we cannot just leave it like that because that's way too thick. It's not going to be comfortable, even though I, as a nail tech, used to have nails like that sometimes when you just, don't have time. And then I will be working from one side to the other, taking off the top coat as well as the product. So the goal is, you see, I'm working smoothly. I'm kind of like shaving the layers off, just like you would peel the potato. If I will start, how I call it, jumping with a bit on the surface, we will have the surface that looks like Swiss cheese, in all these holes. And not that it's not gonna look good, first of all, but that's also a bit dangerous because we can easily overfile the nail. Now, how thin should we file? Well, it depends. Like, actually, I think I will be okay when we have some glitter leftovers. You see, I'm not a picky client. And on this, oh, actually, now I remember, if you guys actually seen this tutorial on my YouTube, I use this glitter directly, almost directly on the nail. Yeah, so if we would like to file this, all the glitter off, we will have to go all the way onto my natural nail. And I don't feel like doing that. I want to leave a little bit of product tonight on my nail. So yeah, we're not going all the way. So now we're pretty close to the nail, but we still have some product. You probably noticed that this area, I didn't touch it yet because the product there is still super thin. And it looks like, yeah, I probably filed almost all of the glitter anyways. Oh, well. And now the last part, I will go closer to the sidewalls and the cuticle because I intentionally didn't want to touch it all this time. So I will not overfile it. Well, my product is just way too outgrown, so we do not need to worry about that. But as you're working closer to the cuticle, remember you need to be super careful when working in these areas all the time. Okay, so we have some excess product here. When you're working on yourself, I personally think that it's kind of comfortable because you can turn yourself however you want. I mean, you cannot really do such things with your clients. And you can also feel everything. Once it's too hot, once it heats up, you can immediately feel it. That's why it is better to practice on yourself. So in our new online course, I will present in a few minutes, we pay like attention to practice exercises first. So you need to practice, I think, on the tips first, then on some other things. And then you need to practice on yourself. And only after that, once you feel confident about it, then you can switch to the hands-on practice. Okay, so I will just slightly shape it with the hand file. As you've seen, I did most of the work with the e-file. I will just slightly shape the corners. Let me show you from the side. Now you can see that it's not as thick as it used to be. We just have a super thin layer. Now, once you need to file this part that is extremely close to the cuticle, I just recommend you to do one, like couple moves with the hand file, and that's it. So then you can apply glossy or matte top coat, so the nails will look a little better. And that's it. Then we just let them naturally grow. And your client, then you just hand them the file and tell them once they grow like too long, they just need to shorten them, and that's it. So to me, this is one of the easiest and like safest way for removal. And if you would like to take it all off, then you can proceed with the hand file, or you just switch to a lighter abrasive and carefully take it off. If this is acrylic or soft gel, then you can soak it off. It's even better to soak the rest off. I don't understand. I shouldn't touch the base coat, just top coat and gel with color. Okay, now when you remove the product, you can remove it completely all the way up to the bare natural nail, or you can leave some base coat. It depends on the goal. Let's say if your client wants to completely change the design, or if your client came from another salon and this product looks suspicious, you just don't feel like doing feel on it. There are just different reasons why we need to take it off completely. So if your goal is to take it all off, then you can switch to the finer abrasive once you get closer to the nail, or you can switch to the hand file if you do not feel too confident yet. Now, normally in my life, if the client is not going to do a new extension, if she just wants to have her natural nails, I always suggest taking off the layer, but not completely. Just leaving a thin layer of the product because it will just feel better. Her nails can grow off naturally a bit easier. Does it make sense? So it's up to you. You can take it off completely, but if you do not have enough experience with the e-file, then maybe it will be wise to switch to the hand file as you get super close to the nail, just in order to not damage it.